I'm Singh at the Worley Bugger Fly Shop. Today I'm going to show you how to tie a very unique streamer fly for trout and steelhead. I call this the Death Metal. It's an extremely heavy intruder fly with beads built into the intruder wire itself. And this causes this fly to sink completely level in the water. So even with a tungsten cone and extra large lead eyes, the fly isn't kicking too high to that stick motion like this. So with that more level action, you get a little better hookup and a little better presentation in front of those fish. This fly is for extremely deep water or extremely fast runs with tight pockets where you can't get a line down fast enough to fish a hole. So let's get to tying. I'm using a size 6 Daiichi trailer hook, and I have a section of size 6 or larger Senyo's intruder wire already attached here and snug up to the eye. So now the first step of this fly is I'm going to take some Cyclops beads, and these are the 1/8 size. You can use any color you like. This one I'm going to use fluorescent orange to build up the body here. You can make this as long as you like as well, but I'm just going to start threading beads with the tapered end facing backwards. Just through the trailer wire. Right, so I have 6 fluorescent 1/8 beads on there. Now you can add a couple larger ones up here as well, just to help with the taper of this fly. I'm going to use a couple 3/16 gold. Follow with the rounded taper going back on this one, and then I'm going to place the rounded taper going forward on this one, just so that those beads seat right next to each other there. So I'm going to take that out of the vise. We have the complete body built. Now you can put your shank in. For this I'm just using an old saltwater hook, something with an eye on it. You can make a shank, or you can use an articulated shank as well for this. And I have an extra large tungsten cone on this one already. Thread I'm using is a 200 denier gel spun by Vivus. Just going to lay down a bit of base here to seat the cone. And lay down some thread all the way back to where you want that head to end and the trailer to begin. So that looks about right to me. I'm going to start by lashing down the wire there and then seating it to the length that I want here. I like to leave a little bit of a gap between the beads and the shank here so that the beads have room to slide when you have a fish hooked, and you get full articulation with that so the fish can't get any leverage on you. About there. Wrap the wire up to the cone, and with this gel spun you can really cinch this down as well. I like to make one wrap with the wire around the shank like that and then point it backwards. I'll take a pair of dull scissors for this. Just trim that wire flush with the body. Seal it in. Right. Now it's in there completely secure. I'm going to take some Senyo's laser dub, red color, and take a small amount of this. And since this laser dub is a little long for this fly out of the package, I'm going to rip it up a bit. What I'm looking to make here is just kind of a ramp to keep all of the flash up and away from the body, give it more movement, illusion of volume here. So you have this laser dub ripped up short. Just spread it all the way around the hook for a loose wrap around, completely encircled there, and wrap it forward. Like that. Gonna add a little more here. over and on top of itself like that. And now that'll puff out all the body material quite a ways away from the shank. Right. So the next step is I'm going to take some gold micro flashaboo. Stuff has a lot of movement to it when it's tied in sparsely. Take a few strands of this and double it over. I like to uneven all the tips here. Let's get kind of a rough splay out around the dubbing here. And same with this material, you want it completely surrounding the hook. Try to get even all the way around. So. At this point you can add a second color if you like. I'm going to use some copper for this. Top. Right. So now I'm going to add in the dumbbell eyes. And I flipped the shank over here so the hook point's facing up. Tie those eyes in level with the hook eye. Get those seated in the right place. You want a little bit of a gap between the base of the eyes and the cone to be able to tie off. And once you have them where you want, just secure them down with a few figure-8 wraps. Keep cinching with the thread and wrap all the way around the base of the eyes too. Like that. All right, and now we're ready for the final material here. I'm going to use some SLF prism dubbing. This is the tan color. I'm going to mix that with a little gold ice dub. Take a decent amount, both here. This ends up with a really cool translucent look to it. Plenty of flash too. I'm going to start by wrapping all the way around the shank like that. Loose wrap to secure. Cinch down. Now coming around the eyes, I'm just going to tie on the top of this. So I kind of do a cross wrap back and front like that, and then a couple at the very front. Now just behind the cone, I'm going to take a fairly dense amount here and come in from the eye here, twist it all the way around the cone, catch it, and then cinch the thread under that cone. Like that. Now ready to tie off. I'm going to tie right around the edge of the cone and then cinch, kind of pull up on the fly to get it seated under the cone. There's no chance that that thread will unravel now. Once that's tight, come in, trim the underside like that. And I kind of fluff this fly out towards the front like this, get that laser dub really puffed out. Kind of pick it out too. Now you're ready to trim the shank here. And that is the finished heavy metal intruder. Very good streamer fly for deep water or very tight water as well. And the finished fly here weighs about 1/4 of an ounce. All materials can be found at our shop, so give us a call or order online.